What's up guys, welcome to our video on how to get started with Valorant. For this video, Jing, Mah Qi Wei and I, which is Qing, will be sharing the types of agents, 3 easiest agents to be played in this game, and some extra tips for you. So make sure to watch till the end, and don't forget to like this video and comment below. Now let's go! Firstly, before diving deep in this video, let me introduce you to the 4 types of agents in this game, which are controllers, duelists, initiators, and sentinels. Each type of agents will perform differently based on their agent types.
The first agent type we are going to talk about is controllers, which are Brimstone, Viper, and Omen. Controllers are the agents that control the flow of larger environments and enable their team to combat in dangerous areas by using their abilities. Most of them have the smoke ability, which is responsible for assisting their teammates by clearing up the line of sight and also to prevent the vision of enemy team. For example, smoke off some areas when you and your team are engaging a bomb site. This reduces the areas and corners that you need to be concerned about. Other than smoke, Brimstone and Omen have the incendiary and also paranoid abilities to pressure the enemies too. While playing as controllers, you must know how to use your smokes properly to make the best out of your utility. The next agent type we will talk about is duelists, which are Phoenix, Raze, Jet, Reyna, and Yoru. Duelist agents have the ability to deal with other players. These agents are good as entry fraggers, which they are the first one to get into the fights. Duelists are considered as the easiest role between every agent, as their abilities are not complicated and easy to use. Examples like Jet and Raze, they have the mobility to dash and bounce in and out of the duels. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, Reyna, and Yoru, they have the ability to flash an enemy. The most important tip as duelists is not to hide behind your teammate and let them die, because as duelists, you have the best abilities to fight the enemy compared to your teammates. So, you must make sure that you are not afraid to fight the enemies, as your abilities are good for you to get as many kills as you can.
Right next are the initiators, which are Sova, Breach, and Sky. Initiator agents have the ability to pressure the enemy and could be separated into 2 types, which are the agents that have flashes and agents that have the ability to get some intels for their team. Agents that have flashes like Breach and Sky will use their flashes to pressure the enemy. Meanwhile, the agent that gathers intel, which is Sova, will have the ability to track down the locations of the enemy. As an initiator, you are good to set up chances for your teammates to kill the enemies and also clear the sites.
Lastly are the Sentinels, which are Killjoy, Cypher, and Sage. Sentinel agents have more defensive ability as they are the expert when defending the site and also to watch flanks. Example like Killjoy and Cypher. They have their own unique ability like trapwire and turrets. Sentinels are considered one of the hardest role between the agents because as a sentinel, they must have enough game sense and map awareness to track down the enemy. Thus, if you are playing as a sentinel, make sure to stay alive because these agents have the most impactful ability throughout the game.
To help you get better at this game as a beginner, we have some agents to recommend you. Agents that are easy to play and have skills that are not complicated and simple. For the first agent, we have Brimstone.
They think I'm an old dog? I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
Brimstone is considered as one of the easiest agents to start off the game as his skills are mostly simple and basic. Meanwhile, he possesses an ability that enables him to land the smokes easier compared to Omen. For the first ability, Brimstone will toss a steam beacon instantly and grants him and his teammates combat steam to boost their gunfire rates, and even granting the steam ability within a specific range. The second ability, which is Incendiary, Brimstone will equip an incendiary grenade launcher that launches incendiary grenade which detonate on the ground to create a lingering fire zone which can damage every player including yourself when standing on top of it. The The third ability will be Sky Smoke. Brimstone will equip a tactical map that he could select any areas and fire his smokes for cover up and block the visions of enemies as well. For Brimstone's ultimate, he will utilize his tactical map and select an area to launch a lingering orbital strike laser. This ability will damage the enemy as well as yourself that are within the selected area. Besides that, this is also a good ability to zone enemies and destroy the gadgets. Now for some advanced tips. Brimstone players can use the Sky Smoke ability to land a one-way smoke which they could get the advantage of peeking, as the smoke could allow them to peek at enemies without them knowing due to their visions being obstructed by the smokes.
Moving on is Phoenix.
Just take a seat. I got this.
Phoenix is one of the easiest duelists to be played, as he has the ability to blind enemies, heal himself, and also a second life, which makes him very powerful in the game. Phoenix's first ability is to create a line of firewall and block the enemy's visions. It deals damage to any players that walk through it. Meanwhile, the ult also can be used to heal yourself. For the second ability, Phoenix will equip a fire orb and throw it with a curving path that will detonate and blinds any players that look at the orb, including yourself. You can control the direction of the fire orb, curving to the left or right by using the left click and right click respectively. For his third ability, Phoenix will equip a fireball that can be thrown on the ground to form a lingering fire zone and deal damage to every player. This is a second ability that enables you to heal yourself by standing on the fire. Be noted that this ability can be recharged when you gotten 2 kills after using it. For his ultimate, Phoenix will place a marker on his location that grants him a second life. If he dies, you will be able to respawn back to the marker once the ability has expired, and you will have a full health and also reloaded guns. For some advanced tips, when playing as Phoenix, you can use his blitz and combo with his curveball, which to create a pop flash effect, so that the enemies won't be able to react and get blinded. Moving on is Sage.
I am both shield and sword.
Sage has simple abilities too, as she is more like a support character, which helps her teammate and also assists them by healing them and revive them. For her first ability, Sage will equip a barrier orb, which she can place a wall vertically or horizontally based on the situation. There are many uses for her wall, as she could place it to block enemies from entering the sites and also create a space for her team. But her wall could be destroyed easily, as it can be shot and crushed using guns or knife by anyone. For the second ability, Sage is able to throw an orb that lands on the ground and create a lingering field that will slow down everyone that steps on it. And this ability is good for zoning enemies to deny them for rushing it. For the third ability, Sage also equips a healing orb that will heal her teammates which are injured and also heal herself too. This ability has 45 seconds to recharge before it can be used again. Sage ultimate will be the resurrection ability that can revive dead teammates and bring them back to the battlefield with full health and help your team to rush for the victory. For some advanced tips, players can use her wall to boost themselves up to unreachable places that normal agents can't reach. Besides that, by staying at the higher ground, it can create off angles that enemies can't predict or even have time to react to.
Besides, we also have some extra tips to help you know more about the game.
For starters, you must be aware that you should not be moving while you are shooting, and you should be standing still while you are shooting, so that your accuracy will be good. It is because the accuracy of aiming in Valorant will drop when your character is moving, even though some SMG in this game enables you to walk and gun. We don't recommend it as the accuracy of your gun is still random.
For the second tips, we are going to talk about the economy in the game. For beginners, you must know that whenever you get a kill, win a round, lose a round, plant a spike or even defuse a spike, You will be giving a money in the game, which you can spend all of this money to buy guns and armor, or even buy your agent's own ability. You must make sure that you and your team should have enough money to buy heavy shields and also a rifle. Some beginners might not know what an eco round is. In the most simplified way, when you lose a round, the income that your team gets is different from what your enemies will be getting, as they will be getting a higher amount compared to your team. Significantly, they will have more budget to purchase better guns and more abilities to use against you. In this case, it will be wiser for the team to save up and buy the guns that you and your team can afford at the moment, instead of investing heavily in buying the best or expensive guns. However, you can take a gamble by purchasing sidearms and potentially damage the opposing team's economy for the next round. After the eco round, make sure you have enough credits to full buy for the next round.
One of the major problems a beginner has is their crosshair placement. As for most of the beginners, they will position their crosshair low down and cause them to not shoot well when facing off with enemies. The way to overcome this is to try and force yourself to aim at head level and maintain it. And soon you will realize that your aim will become more accurate and consistent.
Most of the beginners are not utilizing their minimap well, which is on the left corner of their screen. Minimap are very important as it will give many information to you, as well as the location of the enemy and also the location of your teammates. By using the minimap, you could help your teammates immediately when enemies are coming to them, or even assist them when they had planted the bomb. So that's all for this video. We know that Valorant can be a difficult game to play and master, but don't forget, you could always watch this video which can help you with some tips and techniques. We hope this video could help you to understand more about Valorant, and don't forget to like and comment below our video. See ya!